Elisabetta Cocciaretto reacts to Coco Gauff upset after Doha win. Coco Gauff's tough run at the Qatar Open continued into the 2026 season, with another early exit in Doha. She was knocked out by the world number 57, Elisabetta Cocciaretto, who claimed a straight sets victory to progress to the third round. Cocciaretto won 6-4, 6-2, and afterwards spoke about what it meant for her to face one of the tour's top players and come away with a win. It's no doubt a big moment for Cocciaretto, but it'll still be disappointing for Gauff given she made it all the way through to the final last year. Elisabetta Cocciaretto, it's a privilege to play someone like Coco Gauff. Thank you for coming here to watch us. It is incredible, the tournament here, said Cocciaretto. It is an honor to play her, she is such a great example to me. She is a really great player and a great battle. It was an honor to share the court with her today. I am really happy to be in the next round here in Doha and to play in front of you guys again. The victory marked Cocciaretto's first win over Gauff, who had taken their previous 3 meetings without dropping a set. Asked whether her title run in Hobart earlier this year had helped boost her confidence, Cocciaretto replied, "I came into this week just trying to get as many matches as possible under my belt. I ended up playing 10 straight matches there, which was incredible for me. Now I'm just looking forward to continuing that momentum. Even though I'm focused on getting match experience here, my attention is still very much on Milan," she admitted. "There's something special about playing during the winter games. Maybe that's why I'm feeling so good out there lately." Where things stand for Coco Gauff in 2026. Things haven't started off well for Gauff this season. After Team USA came up short in their United Cup title defense, she was then knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. To add to that, there was a video of her smashing a racket backstage, which quickly made the rounds on social media, something she probably didn't want going public. Now she's out early again in Doha, a tournament that hasn't been kind to her recently. It's now 4 straight losses at the Qatar Open, with her last win there coming over 1,000 days ago. Despite Cocciaretto playing well, along with previous defeats to Marta Kostyuk, Katerina Siniakova and Veronika Kudermetova, those are matches Gauff would expect herself to win. You'd expect someone of her quality to be reaching at least the quarterfinals or semifinals at WTA 1000 events regularly. But it just hasn't clicked for her in the Middle East so far. Her Dubai record stands at just 7-4-2. If she wants to stay in contention for the world number 1 spot later this year, Gauff will need a strong showing at Dubai. That tournament gets underway on February 16th. Elisabetta Cocciaretto reacts to upsetting Coco Gauff after Doha win, a moment that redefined her season. In sport, there are moments that don't just shift a match, they reshape a career narrative. On a sunlit day at the Qatar TotalEnergies Open in Doha, stood on the center court not as an underdog, but as the architect of one of the most stirring upsets of the early 2026 WTA season. After her straight sets victory, 6-4, 6-2, over Coco Gauff, one of the world's elite and a perennial top 5 star, the Italian's reaction was as revealing as the win itself. A quiet triumph turns into joyful realization. Cocciaretto, ranked well outside the top 10 and playing in Doha as a lucky loser, a rarity even in elite tennis, had already surprised the tennis world by reaching the second round. But when the final point was won, she didn't sprint in euphoria as some might expect. Instead, she paused, absorbing the magnitude of her performance. Her reaction wasn't just about having beaten a higher-ranked opponent, it was about validation. For an athlete who entered the main draw by chance after a loss in qualifying, this win was more than an upset. It was affirmation that persistence, preparation, and belief can converge, even against the brightest lights of the tour. The match that became more than a result. Gauff, seeded number 4 and widely considered a title contender on any court she graces, came into the match expected to dominate. Instead, Cocciaretto's combination of fearless aggression, tactical intelligence, and precise ball striking unraveled the American's rhythm. What made the win compelling wasn't only the scoreline but the contrast of styles. Gauff, a powerful mover with heavy shots and impressive athleticism, against Cocciaretto's composed shot-making, strategic placement, and measured risk-taking. The result subverted expectations, and thrilled the crowd. Beyond the numbers, Cocciaretto's emotional response. In her post-match reaction, Cocciaretto spoke not just of victory, but of respect and perspective. She acknowledged the gravity of playing and defeating a player of Gauff's caliber, yet her demeanor was thoughtful rather than bombastic. She spoke about earning every point, and about how important it was for her to stay mentally present, to focus on her own game rather than on her opponent's reputation. In those words were hints of growth, a tennis player not only celebrating a milestone, but also internalizing what it means to rise to the moment. The crowd, the court, the unwritten story. It's worth noting that Cocciaretto's run in Doha has been one of those serendipitous sports stories. After falling in qualifying, she re-entered the tournament as a lucky loser, a second life many players never get. Instead of retreating from that unexpected chance, she seized it with tenacity. When she closed out the victory over Gauff, the crowd wasn't just applauding an upset, they were celebrating courage. And Cocciaretto, typically composed, let a genuine smile break through, not boastful, but satisfied, grounded, and aware that this was more than a single match win. Gauff's presence in the story. To fully appreciate what Cocciaretto's reaction represented, it's important to contextualize who Coco Gauff is in the current game. Gauff isn't just a top 5 player, she's a generational talent, a Grand Slam champion, and one of the most consistent performers on the tour. Her presence elevates attention and expectation around a match. Losing to Gauff is not disgraceful, it happens to even the best. But defeating her, particularly in straight sets at a WTA 1000 event, is a moment that can define a competitor's belief in themselves. Cocciaretto didn't just beat a name, she beat a narrative. And her reaction reflected that. What the victory and reaction mean going forward. In an era where athletic success is often measured in silverware and ranking points, Cocciaretto's response reminded fans and analysts alike that emotional intelligence on tour matters just as much as physical skill. Her reaction after the match, sincere, reflective, composed, gave deeper meaning to the victory. She didn't merely celebrate winning, she celebrated earning it. And as Cocciaretto moves deeper into the tournament, poised for her first WTA 1000 quarterfinal, that win over Gauff will not fade into the background. It will be a touchstone moment she can return to when the next challenge arrives, a reminder that self-belief on a big stage can tilt outcomes.